Welcome to Voodoo Whiskey Gaming, and it's time for another late review. This time, One Upon a Light on the PS4. And first off, I want to say that the grammar in the title of this game wounds my soul. The story for this game is really heavily spaced out throughout the game, which anyone who's watched my reviews knows that I'm not a huge fan of that occurring. You play as a scientist working in a lab where they're experimenting with light and shadow, and something goes horribly wrong. After things have gone so horribly wrong, you are nowhere near the actual lab, and you must work your way to the lab. Now, honestly, the sound design didn't stand out in this game. There's no voiceover work, or at least none that I heard or noticed. The sound just wasn't noticeable. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad either, though, so it was just kind of there. As for gameplay and controls, the game is basically a puzzle/maze game. Your goal is to get from point A to point B, and solve the puzzles along the way to get there. Now, whatever happened in the experiment, it left your character basically unable to go into the light, so those are the puzzles, is figuring out how to create shadows, how to time avoiding getting into the light, etc., etc. Eventually, you do receive an item that will allow you to create shadow echoes, which are basically shadows that you can place, and therefore, even if light is shining on them and there's no object to actually create a shadow, there will still be a shadow. The problem I found with the Shadow Echo device was that it was very picky on how you could create a shadow, and there were occasionally some timing issues with it, so once you figured those out, it got better, but at first, it's a real pain in the ass to use, honestly. As for the actual controls, it's a top-down game, so you press left or right, your character will go left or right. I used the D-pad because, for whatever reason, the analog stick just didn't seem to work. Okay, so it did actually work, but it made it seem like my character was drunk. I'd push down on the analog stick, and he'd go more left than down, and so it was just kind of a massive pain in the ass, which is why I ended up using the D-pad. The graphics, well, they're not mind-shattering. It is a downloadable game for like 11 or 12 bucks, something like that. So don't expect like just great, astounding graphics. That having been said, the graphics definitely work for the game. They have this nice, really cartoony art style, and I don't know why, but they chose to do everything in black and white, and I guess that was some artistic idea. I don't have any real complaints with the graphics. I think they worked for the game, but again, they weren't great either. So to sum everything up, I am really just kind of indifferent to this game. I don't think there's anything particularly awful about it, but I don't think there's anything necessary about it either. I can't really recommend paying full price for this game. If it's on sale for like 50% or more off, then yeah, throw down the few bucks and play it for a while, enjoy it for that while, and then you'll end up forgetting about it, because it's not a particularly memorable game. So in the comments below, why don't you tell me what your favorite puzzle game is? Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, and if you like what I'm doing in general, subscribe. Have a good one.